back with another video on my reaction about the whole True Kitchen and Kocktails incident that happened last weekend. But before we get into it, follow me on Instagram at India__Michelle and Snapchat India.94. Now let's get to it.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. I tell the men to respect themselves, and you guys are twerking on glass here. If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
So as you see there in the clip, you know, before I even get into that and my opinion on what happened, overall, the True Kitchen and Kocktails in Dallas, Texas, it looks pretty good. You know, the menu looks nice, has an urban slash fine dining cuisine type of scenery going on. So overall, it looks pretty good. Like, I would even support him whenever I make a trip to Dallas, because you know when I get back I'm going to be taking trips and stuff like that. But for as I'm gonna get on the ladies and then I'm gonna get on the manager, the owner of the restaurant. But for as the owner of the restaurant, I agree 100%. Well, not 100, I say like 99% of what he was saying. The reason I say 99 is because like that 1%, that one little is he kind of lost his cool when it came to him saying you can get the F up out of here. So that's the only thing I would say. It wasn't really professional for him to do that, but he apologized on TMZ, and I'm gonna also get on TMZ as well. But for as them hoes, why would you get your big overly grown ass with them cheap thrifty ass heels press up on that fucking glass knowing damn well you could have been a liability and it would have been on him and he would have been facing a lawsuit because you wanted to be stupid? Okay, yes, I get it. Some people say, well, why would he be playing twerking or certain hip-hop songs if he doesn't want people to dance? It's all right when you sit here, even in a restaurant, you kind of, you know, little hip roll, you know, while you in the seat. But guess what? You're in the seat. It's still tasteful. But it was tasteless for you to get your ass up on that man's, you know, chairs and stuff like that, and booth seats, and press up on that man's glass. It's like, y'all always talking about y'all don't support black business, and I can do a video on that. But black people, we gotta stop doing this whole thing because it's black, we can just show our asses off. Because bitch, if you was in fucking Ruth's Chris, Fleming's, Houston's, or any fine dining restaurant where it's required a certain dress code, you wouldn't have done that shit. Because you know why? They would have called the police on your dumb ass. And he could have called the police, but he told you twice, not once but twice. Hey, and you can even see in the clip, he's begging for you to stop. He asked you respectfully for you to stop, and you saying, to hell with him, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. He black, he'll be alright. And then you want to call foul or want to say you was disrespected or you was being lectured because he told your ass to get the fuck out. He didn't even have to give you once. He didn't even have to give you 2 times. He could have told your ass the first time to get the fuck out. But he didn't, because he was like, okay, 70% of my, so what he said, 75% of my clientele are females. So why would I sit here and reprimand men to carry their themselves accordingly, but then I'm gonna let the sisters just slide because we on this whole thing of you can't tell black women shit because they're gonna get sensitive and because black women are not protected? Get the fuck out of here. That's just an excuse for you to be acting like a fucking donkey, and you fall into the whole ghetto hood rat stereotype. Like, you can tell when a motherfucker ain't never been nowhere by how they act. I bet you she was the type of bitch that was sitting here ordering chicken and waffles, or some tenders and fries. You take that type of bullshit when you leave the club, and if you want to do all that hood rat shit, you go to the club for that. You in Dallas, Houston, that type of area. predominantly black. They have certain urban clubs, strip clubs, or places that's, you know, geared for you to do that. Why would you take your ass to a restaurant and then want to act confused? So yes, I do agree with him, you know, wholeheartedly that he should have checked their ass. Okay? You take that goddamn Section 8 bullshit somewhere else, and yes, I said it. That's an insider, but basically, like I said, bitch, you fit that stereotype. Hood bitch. You know, never been nowhere. She thinking, oh shit, this is nice, this is bougie. One of those bitches. Like, and then another thing that I didn't like was everybody's on this whole, well, we should cancel him because he was talking to grown folks any old kind of way. First of all, you only see for what they show you, the angles. It wasn't just that woman. It wasn't just that booth. It was 3 booths that was one. It was the woman that was on pressing up on the glass, and there was other people surrounding that booth that was egging her on. So that's why he flipped out on the whole restaurant. People are taking it as he was lecturing. He was just frustrated. You don't know what type of day he had or week. You know, he's, you know, running a restaurant during this pandemic. So that could also be hectic and all of that. You don't know what he's dealing with behind the scene. So you feeling as though you putting like more extras into what he was saying and missing the point. Like, look, I'm doing something not just for black women or black men. I'm doing this for the culture. I'm doing this because I want black people to see that we can have something nice for ourselves and not just, you know, being treated with luxury that from somebody that doesn't look like you. You know what I'm saying? So respect that, brother. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to counsel him. The food looked good. Now, yeah, maybe he might want to, and I want to say he did say that he was going to switch up the music a little bit, but I'm trying to figure out, you don't have no type of self-control to, you know, like, okay, it's plenty of restaurants that's not a club, but it's plenty of restaurants that I've been to myself. It's a place called Red Crabs. Now, that's not luxury, but it's like a crab eating seafood spot in Greensboro, North Carolina. And they play urban music. They play neo soul. They might play different genres of music, but majority of the time is, you know, urban music. And it's songs that you be like, okay, that's my shit. But that don't mean I'm finna get my black ass up there on the bar and somewhere popping pussy on a handstand. Like, what? And someone shaking my ass. And it was on the other side, if you on the other side of the restaurant, it was another girl that was up shaking her ass. Now, yes, she wasn't sitting on chairs, but it was kind of like, okay, girl, like, you act like you ain't never been nowhere. Like, and let's just get on the whole thing about twerking. I feel like black people stop trying to be on this whole thing where everything has to be a party. Everything has to be you showing your ass off. Like, twerking used to be a thing where, okay, you just have your little fun. Maybe in the house, you twerk in the house with your homegirls on the pajama night, lingerie night, or you in the club, and it's appropriate for that. But it's motherfuckers that's twerking their ass on in fucking restaurants, twerking their ass on cop cars, twerking their ass on, in DC, on the Black Lives Matter street, twerking at the White House, in front of the White House at the gate, and then you wonder why y'all not protected. And I'm talking about black women, since it was a black woman that got her big ass up there acting like a fucking donkey. Learn how to not just respect yourself, but just respect the community as a whole. Just because you was up there twerking, people that's non-black are not going to look at it as it was just that one individual. No, they're going to look at it as a whole. Look at them. They want to sit here and talk about they want to be respected. They want to sit here and talk about they're not protected, but then they want to sit up here and twerk their ass on a fine dining restaurant. Keyword when I said quote unquote fine dining. Then that restaurant could be perceived from other people like, oh, well, he's saying is high class, you know, shit like that. But is it really just some old chicken shack? And it's not. And to be honest, he needs to put, I heard somebody say that he needs to also, and I agree, he needs to put in front of the door, no twerking. It needs to be a dress code. It needs to be basically so you can wing out motherfuckers that's shouldn't be in there. Because like I said this before, every black person don't need to be saved. Every black person don't need to be on the train when it comes to this Black Lives Matter movement or just black empowerment movement. Because there's too many mammies out here, too many coons out here, too many motherfuckers that's on some if it's white is right shit. We need to move them out the way and get with somebody that want to carry themselves at a certain stature. Like, it's just, the whole thing was just so crazy. And let me get on TMZ. The dude, what was it, Harvey? He said this lame ass shit.
Music playing in there. There was a festive atmosphere. What is the, it seems like you have a particular problem with twerking.
Let me explain. First of all, I don't have a particular problem with twerking. At our restaurant, you're always going to hear music because we want to make sure that it's a constant positive vibe for our guests. One of the things that we don't want, though, is we don't want guests standing up in their seats, grabbing glass and twerking on glass. But at our restaurant, we want to be mindful of that. Our restaurant is one where my mother eats at, my grandmother eats there, my sons work there.
And I'm glad. Now, this is where the owner of the restaurant gets kudo points. It's because he handled himself correctly. He stand firm. Yes, I apologize for speaking out of term and using foul language, but at the same time, I'm standing on what I said. It's my restaurant, and I have the right to decline certain service to someone that wants to act in that type of manner and that type of behavior. That's his restaurant. You don't like it, like he said, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and serve you just because, yes, I said that I want to have a nice area for black people. I'm not finna just serve you just because you black and you feel like because you're black that you can act any old kind of way in my restaurant, knowing good and well you wouldn't do that in somebody else's restaurant. Like I said, he could have called the police, but he was like, he didn't want that type of drama. And then it would have been something else. Look at him, another black man gonna sit here and call it. Cause then what if that cop would have came in and bust your head open with a fucking billy club? Then you would have been somewhere really looking at the damn owner like, well, damn, why you ain't just tell me to leave? So it's like, hell, either way, he wouldn't have win. He would have won that battle when it comes to people thinking like that. And I see a lot of people, YouTubers, whether big, medium, small, saying it's kind of 50-50, and I'm basically with the when it comes to the YouTubers on the owner side than the female side. He was looking out in your best interest to tell you to sit the fuck down because you could have been hurt. But you ain't thinking like that because you done had a couple of cocktails and you done had certain meals because you done went on your payday when you know you can't afford it on the regular and want to show your ass. So that's my whole commentary on the True Kitchen. And like I said, if you are in the Dallas or just in or around that area in Texas, support that man, True Kitchen and Kocktails. I would personally wouldn't mind going to Texas, going to Dallas and eating at that fine restaurant because it does look pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's not too many restaurants that's not in your own city or state. And that kind of gives you the sense of, okay, let's travel and let's support a black business. Those are the type of black business that you want to support. Okay? You know, and I might do a video about why, you know, especially myself, why I don't like supporting a lot of black business because the professionalism is not there. But I can tell that man is very professional. I can see that he held his own on the TMZ. Because TMZ tried to put this whole narrative of, well, it seems like you just don't like twerking. What the fuck? Twerking is not just about that woman twerking. It was the disrespect. It was the safety of that woman of why he flipped the way he flipped like that. It was probably other reasons that we don't know and that's his right to not discuss. But for it's not just about, oh, we don't like you twerking or twerking. You're saying twerking is bad. That's just white people, you know, wanting to deflect. They do, a lot of white people do that a lot when they try to deflect from the truth, especially when it's coming from a black situation or issue like this incident. But like I said, the owner, he held his own. But that's all I have about that my commentaries on their restaurant. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my Instagram at India__Michelle and Snapchat India.94. Until next time with another video. Bye bye.